This video demonstrates to viewers how language acquisition and development can happen at home unintentionally. 2.5-year-old Orson is outside with his dad. Dad is holding Orson. During this video, we notice that Dad and Orson are engaging in conversation. Orson is very comfortable and happy with Dad. Orson is rubbing his hands along the corrugated iron roof of the shed or cubby. This is about Dad's height. Orson's eyes are watching where his hands are moving. Dad asks Orson if he wants to go on top. Orson replies with, "Yeah." When Orson and Dad are talking, Orson is looking at Dad. This shows that Orson is listening to Dad and Dad has captured his attention. Dad then counts to 3 and lifts Orson up. Orson starts panting. This demonstrates Orson's ability to use recall and make connections. Later on in the video, whilst lifting Orson down, Dad also pants. He must do this a lot, and Orson has remembered. Dad asks Orson what it's like to be on top of the castle. Orson replies with, "On castle." Early on in the video, Orson's dad picked up on his interest in the shed. This allows Orson's dad, who's the more knowledgeable other, to scaffold Orson's language acquisition and development. This can be done by exposing Orson to new words that are related to his interests. By having Dad right beside him, Orson is able to explore with confidence. He knows that his dad will keep him safe. This can be seen when he's sitting on top of the shed. He isn't scared at all. Orson is able to understand and use simple language. He's able to construct sentences using 3 to 4 words, which is normal for his age group. Orson is able to use different tones, pitch, stress, and facial expressions as demonstrated when saying, "What's going on?" He is also able to ask questions, such as when he asks Dad, "What's going on?" And he can provide answers, such as when he says he wants a burger for lunch. This demonstrates Orson's ability to use recall and shows Orson has stored knowledge, known as vocabulary. Orson demonstrates imperfect syntax when he says, "Won't go in there." He is able to grasp basic syntax, but may struggle with bigger sentences or structures. Orson uses thematics and pragmatics as demonstrated when asking and answering questions. He still struggles with some words such as burger. Hill 2012 believes children learn through dramatic play and talking with others. Vygotsky 1978 also believes this. This is demonstrated when Orson and Dad are pretending to be on a castle and then discussing things. Dad scaffolding Orson to pronounce burger properly is an example of Orson learning through his interaction with Dad. Orson's dad also uses expansion during this part of the video. Orson demonstrates an understanding of both receptive, understanding questions, and expressive language, such as expressing what he wants for lunch. Orson pauses when the wind rustles through the leaves. This shows he's aware of nature and that he can hear well. It also shows that he can stop and think about things. He is able to stay focused on one topic at a time but can lose focus, which is quite normal. Orson is also noticing finer details such as the hidey spot on the roof. This is also demonstrated when he's noticed that the roof isn't smooth and he was rubbing his hand along it at the start of the video. This part of the video demonstrates his motor skills. Being able to explore the outside environment and use skills such as climbing and running provides Orson with the ability to grasp fine motor skills such as eye movement and hand-eye coordination. This will help him in the first years of school. In an early childhood setting, the more knowledgeable other, which is a teacher, could support the child's literacy development by providing activities that allow the child to practice their reading and writing skills. At this age, children don't necessarily have to focus on learning to read, but they can focus on tracing words that are pre-written. Hill 2012 refers to literacy as communicating through print or media. These words could have a picture below them so the child could make a link between the picture and the world. The words could be focused around castles. In this situation, The teacher scaffolds the child's learning by helping them understand what the word says. This activity could also contain age-appropriate books. These activities also help children to develop their language skills, as they may come across words that they haven't heard before. This can be demonstrated when a child points at the picture of a moat and they say swimming pool. This is because the child's never seen or heard the word moat before. The teacher scaffolds the child by providing them with the correct word. The children are learning the word moat through listening to the teacher. Edu10002 defines oral language as communicating through speaking and listening. The materials needed for this activity are books, whiteboard markers, plastic with words written on them with permanent marker, and paper. Nearing the end of the lesson, the teacher can initiate a group storytelling session. The teacher can follow the children's lead and either tell them a story or get the children to make up a story based on castles. Dress-ups can be used to emphasise this story. Edu10002 supports dramatic play as a builder of language. Sensory activities could also be used in an early childhood setting. Different materials could be incorporated with things such as building blocks. The teacher can find out about children's interests by consulting with families. This supports the Early Years Learning Framework. The Early Years Learning Framework contains a play-based learning framework. Outcome 4 refers to using play to investigate, imagine, and explore ideas. By the age of 3 or 4, children should have a sound vocabulary and be able to construct sentences that contain 4 or 5 words. Orson is well on his way to meeting this expectation.